Once again, One Piece demonstrates why you should never underestimate the power of boobies. Hi, I'm Vagabond Kana. So here, we're gonna be reviewing chapter 1059, the Captain Kobe incident. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe as well. Come along the Vagabond's journey. This chapter was just straight up great. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was very fun. I enjoyed this a lot. And it's finally nice that we get to see the boy Blackbeard again. I'm telling you, it's been a minute. No, it hasn't been that long. Oh, depends on how you view Wano. But to actually see him on the move again is very nice. To see him actually do something again is very nice. So, without further ado, let's just get on into the chapter from the very beginning. So, in the beginning, you really have, Marco conversating with Shanks. Because, Marco took a ride along with Shanks, and it's very interesting to see these two together, because it's like, it's a very short scene, but it's like Marco and Shanks. Marco and Shanks are like two of the most chill One Piece dudes I know. Like seriously, they remind me of those dudes that would just go out in the parking lot and just talk and smoke weed, honestly. That's what they remind me of. It's interesting, but that's all there is with this scene. It's really, he was getting dropped off at Sphinx Island, where Whitebeard's home island is. So that's pretty cool. That's all it is. Then we get a scene cut over to Yamato. So before I go on to the Yamato stuff, first of all, this scene is so random. This scene is so random. It was just completely out of place, and it's like here. Like this scene with Yamato should have honestly been in chapter 1057. Or something, but I don't know what happened or the time constraints. Anyways, let's just go over the chapter. So in this scene, Yamato explains, this is a flashback by the way, in this scene Yamato explains the real reason why she decided to stay. So the real reason isn't that, because I want to be like Odin and just run around Wano like an idiot. No, it's actually because she wanted to guard and protect Wano, just like I mentioned, previously, and this was what I theorized that was going to happen. So this being said, I will definitely say that, this makes a lot of sense. Of course, some of the, like Luffy, he's sad about it. Sanji, of course, he's sad because Sanji, he's a simp. And then Zoro mentions, hey, make sure you don't tell Momo the reason why you stay back, because Yamato took note that the only reason Green Bull ran away, and honestly, I feel like I'm a broken record because I've said this so many times, it's crazy. I don't know. Anyways, the only reason Green Bull ran away was because of Shanks. It wasn't because of Momo. I didn't understand how in the world people thought, Momo could have taken him. Like, what? It's just like, you got some people in this fandom that were just on the weirdest copium I'd ever seen in my entire life. They say that we caravans are on copium, but at the end of the day, it's like, look, the only reason Green Bull ran away was because of Shanks. It wasn't because of Yamato, because Yamato didn't really get a chance to fight him, right? She gave him one good hit. She's the only one who damaged him, actually, outside of Momo, I guess, because Borrow Breath is flames and stuff. But Momo, if it was just Momo and the Scabbards, they would have died. Let's be honest. This was honestly, this was just common sense. So Yamato deciding to stay and guard Wano, like I said before, she is the guardian deity of Wano. I'm thinking more than likely she will stay and guard Wano. Then that's exactly what she did, which is really just common sense. For the love of God, this was the easiest thing to figure out. But anyways, especially, it's like you had this whole Green Bull thing was right in front of everybody's face. It was like, hey, if Kaido was here, I wouldn't have come here. He's literally screaming this at you. If Kaido wasn't here, I would never have come here. Oh man, it sounds like you need a protector, Sounds like you need someone to stay back and protect. People was like, Luffy can just give Momonosuke a flag. That's good enough. Okay. But what's a flag gonna do to a person who doesn't care? He's just gonna walk in there and kill everybody anyways. It doesn't make any sense.
You are coping and seething.
But that's how this fandom was reacting to that, and I found that to be very weird. It's like, come on guys, this isn't really that hard. But I'm not gonna be really rude about this, because, like, in all honesty, I like this part about Yamato. Like, look, after this scene, I like Yamato more, right? Because I was left with the impression that Oda was really going a trashier route of writing with chapter 1057, and he was just like, oh yeah. Because in that one, he was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna have Yamato run around Wano. I just want to do that. And I thought that was so stupid. I was like, please don't tell me you actually left on that note. But, you know, he actually continued it, and he went the route that made the most sense, which was to guard Wano. And in all honesty, a lot of people say that this is damage control, right? I don't think this is damage control, to be honest with you. I think this was actually planned. Because like I said before, there has been build up to Yamato staying at Wano. As much as people don't like to believe that there was, people like to believe the opposite. People like to believe that there was build up to Yamato leaving Wano, right? And I say that was false build up, but the real build up really came from her, you know, sticking around with Momonosuke, guarding him, being strong enough to actually guard the island of Wano, stuff like that. And, you know, guardian deity of Wano, you know, it's a no-brainer. Honestly, it's just common sense at that point. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this made a lot of sense. This made a lot of sense. This was the reason that I needed Yamato to be staying at Wano. And I will be surprised. I can't wait to see the fans' reaction to this. Because a lot of people would be like, oh, she was going to stay and guard Wano? I did not see that coming at all. Man, who would have known? Yeah, I swear, if I see some people saying that, I'm just going to be sitting there. I'm going to be fuming. I'm going to be fuming. I'm mad. It's like, how do y'all... Unless if y'all just straight up just missed the part where Kaido called her the guardian deity of Wano. And just missed all the stuff that... Because there was moments where Momonosuke was like, I'm afraid to open the borders because I don't know what will happen. and there were moments like that Yamato took witness of, and then Green Bull came along. You know, it's kind of obvious. But anyways, moving on. I actually do like... And I will say this. I'm not going to rip on Yamato fans that much right now because I'm not in the mood, but in all, this was the type of thing I needed Yamato to go through in order for me to view her character as somewhat decent, right? I needed that for her character, because if Yamato really stayed in Wano just to run around Wano, I'd have been like, yeah, this character's kind of trash. But there were kind of hints in 1057 that she was hiding the truth from Momonosuke, so it is what it is. So I like this. And I had saw some people coping so hard about this, saying stuff like, oh yeah, Yamato's still going to join.
You are coping.
And I'm just like, look, it's time to stop. It's time to put it down, man. It's time. Yamato will never join. It's over. It's over. It's time to put it down. I will say this, Carrot's gonna join. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know why? You know why? You know why? Okay. For starters, this scene shows me that Oda is willing to really give a proper conclusion to a character's arc. That's what this scene shows. And as far as I'm concerned, we didn't get an answer to what Carrot wanted. And Carrot didn't even want to become the ruler of Zou. We didn't get her answer. We didn't get to see anything happen after that. It just seemed like a very trashy scene that just very forced at the same time. So, but you know, there are some Carrot haters out there that just want to be like, oh, she was never important. She's never a contender. These people are going to look real stupid so soon, and I can't wait for that day, because I am probably going to go on the most fantastic, disrespectful, low moral compass rant I've ever gone on in my life. I'm serious. Like, seriously, screw you guys. Like, it's like, it doesn't even make any sense, because it's like, at some point, you have to use your brain when it comes to something. There are people who are neutral that notice that, okay, Carrot is more than likely going to get something, more than likely going to even join the crew. There are people that have, that hate Carrot, that are afraid that she's going to show up. This happens all the time. This happens all the time. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like she's not going to join the crew. But we'll see very, very soon. But anyways, Marco shows up in the scene, and he says his goodbyes, and Luffy thanks him for helping him out in Marineford and whatnot. So that's a very nice wrap up for Marco, correct? Moving on from that though, you have a scene where the Marines are attacking Boa Hancock. And of course, as the Marines are fighting Boa Hancock, who comes along? Blackbeard. This man Blackbeard is like the best at cherry picking. This man will show up, like he will make sure he's always a third party. He will always be just like, oh, cool. The Marines are fighting this said pirate. Cool. This is a great time for me to attack and take advantage of this situation. It's kind of interesting, honestly. Like this is the way that Blackbeard does things. It's just funny. But that being said, Boa Hancock, she's out here, fighting. The Kuja pirates are out here fighting. Blackbeard pirates out here fighting. But here's one very interesting thing. We finally get to see what the SSG was working on. And these are the new pacifistas, right? It's kind of unfortunate that they still call these pacifistas. I thought they were gonna have like a new cool name, especially by the way they look. They should definitely have a new cool name. But these new pacifistas are basically Lunarians. Like they're really just Lunarians, but they're children, right? They got the flame back and everything, the wings, and then the insane durability and strength. I'm telling you, these things are no joke whatsoever. One of the pacifistas it's so strong that this thing even goes at Blackbeard to attack him. And Blackbeard blocks the attack, of course, but when he attacks him, it cuts off like a whole chunk of the mountain with that one swing. It's pretty crazy when you see that, but I love everything that's going on with that. That scene, this whole scene is just pure gold. I love it. So anyways, you got Boa Hancock out here turning people to stone and whatnot. And then Blackbeard, he actually ends up sneaking up on Boa and grabbing her with his Yami Yami no Mi. And as you all know, the Yami Yami no Mi, people are not able to use their powers with the Yami Yami no Mi. So Boa Hancock was pretty much screwed at that point. And Blackbeard's like, I've had my eye on your power for a while. And Boa's like, if you kill me, all your little friends will remain statues forever. And she also says, this is very interesting too. She also says, whoever inherits my power won't be able to release them. So say if Boa died and then someone took their fruit, right? They would not be able to release them from the petrification. This is what I mean. Boa is hacks. Boa is hacks. There is no way. Like, let's just say, for example, if Blackbeard came here. Let's say, for example, if Blackbeard did not come here, right? And it was just Kobe. I could not see Kobe beating Boa. It's way too much, because, like, when it comes to this type of stuff, right? There's speed and strength feats, and then there's just hacks. Boa, she has all those things, but her hacks is just wild. I mean, she can beat tons of people. Tons. It's actually insane how busted Boa really is. But anyways, moving back to the chapter, Kobe, he's like, yep, I knew Boa's freaking devil fruit powers were trickier than anyone expected. I knew it. So Boa's like, if you two get off my island, I will release your petrified, I will release the petrified Marines and the pirates and so on and so forth, and I'll let you guys go. Kobe, he really wants to release the Marines from their petrification. And then Blackbeard, he's like, I just don't buy it. I don't believe you. I think I should finish you off right here. Blackbeard, it's the face that he makes is just kind of funny too, because he's just like, you're BSing me. You BS. That's what you're doing. You're BSing me right now, man. I don't take too kindly to that, man. He has that. I'm about to put you down for good face, god dang. But and on top of that, Blackbeard also mentions, you just turn us into stone if I let you go, right? Like, he also says this, I honestly don't think any man can resist your charms. Which I believe. She is too bad. She is too bad to resist the charms. I'm sorry. But in all honesty, the only way a person could resist Boa is if they're like asexual or gay. Matter of fact, no, just asexual. Just asexual. Because I don't even think a gay man would be able to resist that. You know how many gay men we meet? You guys ever meet like one of those girls that go along and says, oh yeah, this is my gay best friend. We're totally cool. We're just friends. We'll never do anything. And then she ends up banging said gay guy. You guys ever meet those people like that? Like you just wonder. You're just like, so were you gay or did you just become bi for a day or something? It's just weird. And if put that against Boa Hancock, I'll tell you what. If it comes in the right shape, you gonna want to hit. I tell you what. Shoot, I see why the Marines got turned to stone. Goddamn, they out there fighting for their lives, people dying and stuff, and all of a sudden they see Boa, they be like, but them titties though. God dang. God dang, girl, them titties though. God dang. Watch a gay man end up the same way. Like, yeah, you wasn't that gay, were you? So anyways, Dark King Rayleigh shows up. Yep, these Silver's Rayleigh. And he says, I have come to end this war. Not really, but pretty much. That's basically what he says, and that's basically what happens. It actually stops because of Rayleigh. Blackbeard goes away. The Marines go away. And, you know, I mean, it's funny because Rayleigh, he mentions, like, during the aftermath, it's like he's talking to Boa and her sisters and everybody. And he's like, he says specifically, to be frank, we got lucky. Circumstances allowed me to resolve things with my reputation. I've gotten old. I'm pretty certain I wouldn't win a head-on fight against Blackbeard these days. So it was really Rayleigh's prestige of being the right-hand man of the Pirate King that got him there. But because he had gotten older, he is not really capable. Like, he even mentions here, he more than likely would not have won a head-on fight against Blackbeard. And it makes sense because, in all honesty, me personally, I've always seen Rayleigh as Admiral level, which I see Admiral level as below Yonko level, right? Because of the way he was clashing with Kizaru. And even then, he mentioned something about his age. It's like, man, I'm not as spry as what I used to be, right? But he's clashing with Kizaru. He's going toe-to-toe, right? In this case, I'm just sitting here, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense. Because I'm like, okay, why would Blackbeard run away from Rayleigh? Yeah, Rayleigh's a handful, but it's like, it's Blackbeard. And you got your whole crew with you. It's just like, I mean, but it's the prestige. They use the prestige argument. And this also shows that Oda does care about power scaling to a degree. Of course. I mean, it's a shonen. You need to power scale to some degree. I mean, otherwise you just got the stupidest series ever. But, but they also mention here, they talk about the pacifistas, the new pacifistas, and they mention that one of the pacifistas looks just like Boa Hancock when she was a child. She's got the same earrings and everything. It's just a Boa Hancock with white hair, black wings, and a flame on her back. And they had no scratches on them because, you know, they're basically Lunarians. They're really pretty much Lunarians, and Lunarians, they're durable. And moving on to the next point, we find out that on his way out, Blackbeard just decided to kidnap Kobe. He was like, I'm leaving with something, god dang. Come here, Kobe. he just took him. So interesting. That's very interesting. So Kobe has been kidnapped. It's funny because we actually thought Kobe was gonna really be able to show out now, but I guess there's not much you can do. Because, like, let's be honest, Boa would have destroyed Kobe. She would have destroyed Kobe. Let's be real here. And as for Blackbeard, I mean, Kobe can't do anything against Blackbeard. Kobe is not Luffy strong. He's more than likely not Zoro. Well, he's definitely not Zoro strong. And he's more than likely not Sanji strong. Or even Jinbei strong. And Kobe has probably some ways to go, but we need to really see Kobe be really, really strong. Or like go all out one day. But right now, of course, he's not going to be able to take on somebody like Blackbeard. It's freaking Blackbeard. But anyways, so the chapter ends right there. And I got to say, like I said before, this is a very good chapter. Very good, very nice chapter. It had some action in it. I really did appreciate this chapter. This was a very much needed chapter. I'm pretty sure a lot of people appreciate seeing what's going on the outside world. It's not a Straw Hat focused chapter. We got a little bit of Luffy when it came to Marco and Yamato. And like I said, this scene was just fully out of place, but I guess I guess Oda just wanted to put some Luffy in it or so. You know, this is a very good chapter. I enjoyed it. Before we move on to the Reddit comments, make sure you like the video and subscribe so you can get more content like this. Come, join the Vagabond's journey. It's not gonna hurt. One comment here says, we again see some contrast between Luffy and Blackbeard. Blackbeard was willing to let his crew members die just to protect himself from Hancock. Blackbeard thinks that no man can resist Hancock's charms, but Luffy did. That is true. Man, you know, God, I wish I was built like Luffy. I really do. You know, do you not realize how easy life would be if I was built like Luffy? In terms of being able to resist all that? Oh God, life would be so good. If they took the DNA of all the past warlords, how much do you want to bet that Crocodile is going to turn out as a girl? Since we know he has a history with Ivankov. Oh man, that would be so funny. You know what? Is that the case? Did they just take the DNA of all the past warlords? That might actually be the case. That might actually be the case. And then just make them into like little Lunarians and stuff. Like little children Lunarians. That'd be very interesting. I actually didn't think about that, surprisingly enough. Hopefully we don't get a PX version of everyone. Gonna end like Naruto. Did they also collect Roger's DNA? Aces? They already got Kaido's and the warlords at least. Please, Oda. This guy, he's like, I've been theorizing that Kishimoto had replaced Oda back in 2014 and it's getting more plausible by the day. This guy says, okay, this new pacifista / Seraphs are based on the Lunarians, body-wise, and based on the former warlords skill-wise, Mihawk and Hancock. I guess, yeah, that makes sense because it explains why that one Seraph or pacifista was able to cut that whole mountain in like chunks with ease. It shows in that case there. Now to the question, why the warlords? There are much stronger marines and pirates on which there should be enough data on. Like I get Mihawk as, I get Mihawk, but as Hancock said her strength is based off her devil fruit in combination with her looks. So even if you get her looks on the Seraphs, you would miss the devil fruit as she isn't that strong without. Unless they could actually replace non-Zoan devil fruits, right? I mean, why else bother to duplicate her face and also explain it so early in the same chapter? My theory about that is that maybe it's more so of a thing that these are the only people that they could get a hold of. Now, they got a hold of Kaido, which, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be busted. A Lunarian Kaido. Man, that's crazy. Too much durability then. He'll have way too much durability. But yeah, so that's interesting. It makes you really think. It's like, especially with the Hancock stuff, it's like, okay, what could she do without her devil fruit? Hancock is strong. Let's not get it twisted. She's very strong. And yeah, I get the Mihawk one for sure. But maybe it's just that the warlords were the only ones who really worked with them, so that those are the only ones that they could get DNA of. Maybe. I'm not entirely too sure. It's man, I look forward to see who else they got, to be honest. People that say Kobe defeats Hancock are very silent. Yeah, nah, I mean, look, Kobe, it just wasn't his time. It wasn't his time. It was his time to get kidnapped and be a damsel in distress, but it wasn't his time to beat Boa Hancock. I'm sorry. I had a hard time seeing that. I was like, there's no way. That doesn't make any sense. She's got not only all 3 types of hockey, and I don't know if she has the advancement of all those 3 types, but her devil fruit is just complete hacks. There is no freaking way. Okay, this guy says, I'm glad that the real reason for Yamato staying actually got shown and not completely off screen. Yes. Thank goodness that they showed that. My goodness, that helps her character, really more so saves her character than anything else. I still hate that she stayed behind, especially since she was saying how much she wanted to join them. But now I at least have more hope she officially joins later once Momo and the rest of the samurai get stronger. Okay, so, oh my god. So my thing about this is that, look, Momonosuke is extremely, extremely weak. This man needs to learn hockey. This man needs to become an actual good fighter. As a swordsman and also as a dragon, you know, you could pick either one or you could do both. It is what it is. No. He's gonna be a swordsman too. He's gonna be a samurai too, like legitimately using swords. So because he was asking for Zoro to teach him some new sword skills. So it's like, okay, he's got a lot to learn. He still has the mind of an 8-year-old child. He still doesn't know hockey, all that stuff, right? And I think it's going to take him a longer time than we think in order to, like, at least protect Wano. Because you need to be around Yamato's level of strength in order to protect Wano. And that's like, I would argue Yamato's admiral level. That's just me. That's what I'd argue. But it is what it is on that front. But at the same time, I get that Momonosuke has Odin's blood, but how long do you really think it will be until Luffy and the gang find Laugh Tale and find the One Piece? It'll probably be a few months from now, to be honest. A few months One Piece time, that is. But also in One Piece time, Momonosuke, more than likely, he'll need, Jesus Christ, give him at least 2 years. And honestly, I think it should take longer than 2 years for Momonosuke to get around Yamato's level. It really should. He shouldn't be that strong that fast. But hey, you know, anything can happen, but it's just like, to get to that point in time, I find that hard to see Momonosuke getting that strong by the end of before everybody goes to Laugh Tale, personally. Maybe something else will occur, because I do believe we're going to see Momonosuke and Yamato again, for sure, of course, obviously. I mean, they're in the homeland of an ancient weapon. We are going back, just like we're going back for Shirahoshi and wherever Uranus is. We're going back for that. But it's just kind of interesting that people still sit here and think that she's going to join. But it is what it is. I mean, you guys have your own hope. But let me come along and say anything about Carrot. See how much I get trashed. You know, I might just do that today. I might just be like, hey, Carrot's going to join instead. Watch out. I'm going to get some free downvotes today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just farm some downvotes real quick by just saying that. Guardian of Wano predictions win out. Of course they do. They didn't have a choice but to win out. Ah, you're doggone right. Wow, what an awesome chapter. Yamato wishing they could go out to sea with that huge grin is such a cute panel. I think it is probably the wise decision to stick around Wano given the Admiral's arrival. Can't fault Yamabro there, honestly. Yeah, it just makes it's a wise decision. It really is. And I'm glad people are kind of seeing this. Because that's all I ask. It's like, hey guys, come on. Guardian Deity of Wano. But that panel still sums up what I wish could happen. In the end, Yamato does become the Guardian of Wano as an honorary Straw Hat as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no, she's totally an honorary Straw Hat. Definitely. I will give her that. She is straight up Vivi status right now. And people think Vivi's gonna join. I personally don't. But it's like, if Oda wants it, he can make it happen. He can literally he can push it in there. And Vivi's missing right now. We don't know if Kuma slapped her halfway across the world or something else happened. But at the end of the day, these things are possible. I just don't think they will happen. I gotta be straightforward. I don't see Vivi joining. I really don't. Well, I think that's it for the Reddit questions. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You're gonna have more content like this. This is gonna happen every single time, every single week that there's One Piece, that is, that I will be reviewing a chapter. So please, by all means, like and subscribe. And I appreciate you for watching this video. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time. Vagabond gone.